Hello everybody, my name is Elliot Flores. I want to welcome you to the channel where we will be talking about everything Dynamics 365 Business Central related. Or potentially more things in the future. For today, we will be focusing on how to create a purchase order, how to put away the item that we are purchasing, and then looking up the item through warehouse entries, item ledger, and vendor ledger. So first and foremost, we'll go to purchasing in the menu here, where you will find purchase orders. An alternative is to look up purchase orders. Once you do that, click on it, and it should take you to the purchase orders page, where you can click on new. Once you do that, it'll prompt you to choose your vendor. Click on the three dots, and you'll be provided with the vendors that are automatically set in your system. Call them sample vendors. If you know how to create your own, feel free to do so. If you don't, we will practice in a later video. For now, click a vendor. I'll click one that I've made myself. And your contact information should be filled in. Make sure that your document date is set to today. And then for your vendor invoice number, input the correct number, which refers to the invoice that you're doing for the vendor. If it's your first time doing an invoice for that vendor, you would put 1. Now, we will go down to lines. And as we follow along, I'll let you know which things to ignore, since we will be doing a basic purchase order today. First and foremost, go to number, or no, dot. Click on any one of the items that you want to practice with. For example, Athens desk or any of that. In my case, I'll go with something I've made my own, or an item that I've made my own, myself. We will practice how to make an item ourselves in a future video. Once you have your item chosen, check the description, make sure it has something there. If it doesn't, feel free to fill it out yourself. Next, we will go to location code. This is basically you choosing which warehouse you want to put the item that you're purchasing in. I suggest the main one since that's the default one, but if you don't want to choose that one, feel free to pick any of the other ones and I'll teach you how to make it work. For me, I'll click a Southwest warehouse. Ignore the bin code. Don't have to worry about that. We'll cover that in the future. Now, we will put the quantity or the amount of items that we were purchasing. I want to purchase 18 spark plugs, so I'll put 18. Now, as you can see here in direct unit cost, it's basically letting you know how much the item costs prior to taxes. If you do not see a number there, feel free to input whatever information you want. Since I'm buying 18 of them, or let me see, yes, since I'm buying 18 of them, it's letting me know how much I will be paying before taxes, which I can see here as well. Since I want to apply the taxes, for the vendor that I'm buying from in Houston, I'll just click on the area code being Houston, Texas, and it should apply the correct taxes, which is 8.25% right here. Don't worry about the tax area code for now or the tax group code. We will be covering that soon. Now, your purchase order is basically complete. We'll be focusing on other details some other time. Since we are doing a simple purchase order, you have what you need for now. So from here on out, you'll create your warehouse receipt, and your warehouse receipt has been created. In case it does not open up this page, warehouse receipt, you would basically have to look it up yourself. First and foremost, go to warehouse employees. Remember I told you that you should choose the main warehouse? That's because it's set to default. We go here to warehouse employees because if you're not listed for any of these other warehouses, they will not, or the item that you're trying to put away in that specific warehouse will not appear. And you'll only be seeing main over and over again. So make sure that your user ID is set to whatever warehouse you're in charge of. Once you do that, you leave. And like I said before, if the warehouse receipt page didn't pop up, you would look it up yourself. And you could see that I could see my created warehouse receipt right here. In case you don't, you go to Manage, Edit, and a similar page to this should pop up. In case you don't see the purchase order right about here, then you would input the warehouse that you put in your purchase order. Once you do that, set the correct date for today. And if it still does not appear, go to Prepare, get Source Documents, and it should appear there. Once you click on the one that you're trying to do, it should be the only visible one if this is your first time doing it. But once you've clicked on it, you put Post Receipt. And it has been posted. Next, you'll want to go to Posted Warehouse Receipts. And you should see it right about there. Again, if this is your first time doing this, it should be the only one. You click on it, you verify the information on it, and once you make sure everything is correct, you'll put the item away in your inventory. In case there are multiple employees in charge of the same warehouse, you should see them all listed here. But in case you're the only one, click on your name, press OK, and you should be good to go. Now your put away has been created. Now, in case you're trying to track your putaways, you would click on Warehouse Entries, and as you will be able to see, positive adjustments means you just put something away in your warehouse or added an item. I do apologize for my voice, I am quite sick. But yes, it should appear right there, as we can see. Now, you would go back to your purchase order, click Post, and receive an invoice, basically letting your record or bookkeeping that yes, you received the item and you've invoiced it. Once you do that, you have the option of checking out your invoice, which we'll click on, saying yes. And you will see that you have all the information regarding the purchase order that you created. So what have we learned today? We learned how to create the purchase order. We learned how to put it away in our warehouse. And then we learned how to look up if the item was actually put away. Next, we will be looking for item ledger. So item ledger, it usually applies when we're trying to find information specific to a certain item. Or to be more specific, we can view items and all transactions related to them. As you can see, I've have a lot of different orders. This is mainly because I was trying to record, but I was sick, so I had to do multiple orders. But yes, this basically applies to all the items you've done and all the transactions related to them. You'll be able to see if you sold them or if you bought them. Next, we can look up our purchase order through a vendor ledger. Vendor ledger is different from item ledger because vendor ledger entries will show you all the transactions. So it will show you every single transaction. And here, let's say, for example, we want to see everything that we've bought from a specific vendor. We would click on that. You will be able to see the vendor card. And then from here, I do apologize. And then from here, we would go down to orders. And we would see every single order that we've bought from that specific vendor. Now, there you go. Today, you've learned how to create a purchase order, how to put away the item from that purchase order in a specific warehouse, and then how to look up if you've actually created the order. Other alternative options are, of course, is to look up your posted purchase invoice. which, as you can see here, should pop right at the top. So I hope this video proved as a good learning experience. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything I did, or if you would want to learn about anything specific, whether it's related to cash management, finances, sell orders, warehouse management, or more. I'll be posting as regularly as I can, and I'm aiming for about one video a day.